Well, we start tonight with a question. Now, is everybody ready? Everybody ready? This could be a very tough question now. All right. How many were disappointed when you heard the news that we'd be not having a state fair this year? How many thought that was bad news? All right, Alicia? How about you guys? All right. Well, I guess we can say the rest of us, well, we'll just roll with it, I guess, huh? Well, our gospel, for those that really wanted to go to the fair, that was indeed news you didn't want to hear, right? It was news you didn't want to hear. And our gospel tonight is about news that we may not want to hear. Now, Jesus is talking to St. Peter and the other disciples, and he's telling them that he has to go up to Jerusalem, and there he must suffer and be put to death. It's all a part of God's plan. Now, that was news that Peter didn't want to hear for some pretty understandable reasons. First of all, he and the other disciples, they probably figured that Jesus was going to be a powerful king, establish his kingdom, and they might be able to share in the glory. And then Peter probably started thinking for a minute and said, no, wait a minute. If this is going to happen to Jesus, what's going to happen to me? What's going to happen to all the rest of them? For Peter and probably the other disciples, that was a lose-lose situation. It's also news that we may not want to hear. Jesus is saying, if you want to be my follower, you must take up your cross, deny yourself, and follow me. And that's us. And it's not easy. Not necessarily news we want to hear. Maybe an example will help. I've known a family, big family, over in the southwest area of the parish for many, many years. They're great people. Well, a few years ago, or about 10 years ago, the grandmother took over the job of raising one of her granddaughters. And the grandmother and then the aunts and uncles and the whole family kind of shared in this task. Well, the child was about 18. She got involved with people who were making bad choices. And the drugs that she must have taken affected her mind. And now, this young girl just seems to wander through the west side. But the family, they're not going to give up. They're going to be there for her and doing whatever it takes to help this situation, to help this young girl. They're not going to give up. As one of the aunts said to me, she says, sometimes God takes us to places We don't want to be with people that scare us. This family is taking up its cross. Perhaps we've been in a similar situation. Now, what we have to ask ourselves, the challenge before us, is, can we respond? Can we take up our cross and follow Christ into places sometimes we don't want to be, with people that scare us? Yet this is what Christ is calling us to do, to help those who might need our help. Now, we've talked a lot tonight about bad news, right? How about some good news? Well, the good news is that Jesus promised the disciples, I'm going to be with you. I'm going to send my Spirit upon you. You'll be able to do this. I'm going to be with you. You can do it. And that's the message to us tonight. We can do these difficult things because we have a God that's always with us.